Tonight on Newswatch 18, hear about the charity behind No Shave November.
And I'll tell you about Thursday's symphony concert.
And I'll tell you about the recent success of the women's cross-country team.
Plus, cold temperatures are on the way. Find out when we can see them coming up.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Tuesday's edition of Newswatch 18. I'm Jessica Van Wyk.
And I'm Russell Obernolte.
Today is Election Day, which means you get the opportunity to exercise your right to vote in these important midterm elections. 8 states, including Iowa, have the closest Senate races in which neither party believes they have a lead of more than 1 or 2 points, thus creating an uncertain electorate. Voting polls will be open until 9 p.m. There are 2 polling locations on campus, Conference Room M1B in Maple Hall and Room 136 in the Union Drive Community Center. If you're not registered to vote, don't worry. You can register at the poll if you bring proof of residence and identification.
Story County Sheriff Paul Fitzgerald is facing criticism after appearing in a political ad supporting Bruce Braley. Fitzgerald appeared in the ad in his sheriff's uniform while standing in front of his Story County Sheriff's cruiser. Story County Supervisor Rick Sanders is now asking if Fitzgerald crossed ethical lines by using state-funded resources as props in a political ad. Fitzgerald stated that he contacted the National Sheriff's Association to assure appearing in the ad was legal and said he is the sheriff and will drive the vehicles as he wants.
Next Thursday, Iowa State students will have the opportunity to hear an analysis of today's midterm election results from NPR's political correspondent, Mara Lyson. Lyson will be speaking for this year's Mary Louise Smith Lecture in Iowa State program started in 1955 to educate students and citizens about women's roles in politics. Lyson's lecture is titled What Just Happened, the 2014 Elections and Beyond, and will take place at 7:30 in the sunroom of the Memorial Union.
The alert Iowa State students received on October 14th of an armed robbery near Frederickson Court has proven to be false. Joseph Gunnels, a 19-year-old man from Solon, told police that a man in a black hooded sweatshirt approached him with a knife and demanded money. Gunnels had a scratch on his face and told officers that that injury was from the man who attempted to rob him. Officers noticed discrepancies in Gunnels' story, and upon further questioning, Gunnels revealed that the robbery had never occurred and his scratch was self-inflicted. Gunnels was then arrested and charged with filing a false police report. He has been released from Story County Jail and is awaiting trial.
Echo Smith will perform at Iowa State on February 10th at the Great Hall of the Memorial Union. The Los Angeles-based band is known for their recent hit single, Cool Kids, from their 2013 debut album, Talking Dreams. Tickets for the show go on sale Friday and can be purchased online through Midwest Tix or through the Maintenance Shop box office from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are $12 for us students with an ISU ID and $20 for the public. Doors are scheduled to open at 7 p.m. and the concert will begin at 8 p.m.
This Thursday, Iowa State will be visited by a symphony that has earned a reputation as one of the best concert orchestras. The Moscow State Symphony Orchestra, under the direction of Pavel Kogan, will perform at 7 p.m. in Stevens Auditorium. The symphony was founded by the Kremlin in 1943 and is one of the oldest performing orchestras in Russia. Thursday's show will feature famous violinist Nadja Salerno-Sonnenberg and include works from Tchaikovsky. Ticket prices range from $26 to $63.
On Sunday, Nick Wallenda took on the Chicago skyline. With thousands watching from below and on live television, the 35-year-old, who is a 7th-generation progeny of the famed flying Wallenda circus family, first walked uphill between 2 Chicago skyscrapers. However, Wallenda didn't stop there. Next, he took the same journey, except this time he was blindfolded. Wallenda, who has tightroped over the Little Colorado River, Gorge, and Niagara Falls, said his blindfolded walk is the most dangerous stunt he's ever attempted. Wallenda is already thinking about his next stunt, Georgia's Tallulah Fall Gorge. And now we're joined by Alex at the desk. Successful weekend for the Cyclones.
That is correct. I'll have the details after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch 18. Welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Alex Foltz with your Cyclone Sports Report. The women's cross-country team won their 4th consecutive Big 12 title this weekend as they finished strong in Lawrence, Kansas, with only 29 points. Crystal Nelson became the 2nd runner from Iowa State in Big 12 history to win the whole race, as she led the race from start to finish. Katie Moen finished 2nd, just 10 seconds behind Nelson, And Margaret Connolly won the Big 12 Newcomer of the Year award as she placed 4th overall. Freshman Aaron Hooker placed 9th overall, and sophomore Perez Rotic placed 13th, rounding out the Cyclones' scoring. All 5 of the ISU scoring runners received all Big 12 honors. The women will run again November 14th at the NCAA Midwest Regional in Peoria, Illinois. The tennis team did well in Houston with 7 wins in singles and doubles play at the Jason's Deli Collegiate Invitational. They defeated Oklahoma opponents in 3 separate matches in doubles play and won 4 single wins. The fall season is now over for tennis, but they will be back on the courts again at the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational in January. A last-minute goal by sophomore Adelie Schmidt, assisted by Corey Willer, helped Iowa State win against TCU last Friday night. This goal brought Schmidt's career total to 4. Goalkeeper Andrea Swanson had 6 saves, which brought her total to 237. Willer had her 8th career assist. The Cyclones started off their wrestling season with a bang as they won all 10 of the individual titles at the NIACC K. Young Open in Mason City. They sent 27 wrestlers to the quarterfinals, 24 to the semifinals, and claimed all but 2 of the 20 spots in title matches. Iowa State will return to Ames Saturday as they host the Harold Nichols Cyclone Open. The weekend did not turn out well for football fans as the Cyclones lost to Oklahoma 59-14 at home. And the news wasn't all bad though, as E.J. Bibbs had a reception for the 20th straight game. This ties him for the 4th longest streak in school history. Also tied for 4th in a record is Sam Richardson, who has the 4th most rushing yards by a quarterback in his career, at 928. The Cyclones will go to Kansas next weekend, and kickoff will be at 2:30. The swimming and diving team did well as they won against both North Dakota and Nebraska Omaha at Bayer Hall. This puts the team's record at 4 wins and 1 loss. The team won 13 of 16 events and also posted 9 season best performances. This Friday, the team will be at their first away meet of the season as they head to Fort Worth, Texas, to go against TCU in their first Big 12 match of the season. Hilton was packed yesterday for the Cyclones' match against the 3rd-ranked Texas Longhorns. ISU TV's Taylor Mankel has more.
Cyclones women volleyball team took off against Texas for the 2nd time this year. After the first match losing 0 sets to 3, they put a little more scare into the Longhorns this time, but it wasn't quite enough, losing 3 sets to 1 at home in Hilton Coliseum. The 5th largest crowd in program history was in attendance for this Big 12 showdown as the Cyclones looked for the upset at home. The 1st and 2nd set were very tight as the Longhorns and Cyclones swapped leads back and forth. Texas took the 1st set 25-21 and the Cyclones the 2nd 25-20. The 3rd set saw Texas as the offensive powerhouse they really are as they pushed out to an 18-9 lead. The Cyclones gave themselves a chance, however, with a 3-point stretch, putting it at 18-12, but Texas was too much to handle as they took 7 of the last 8 points, winning the frame 25-12. An almost identical start in the 4th set from Texas gave them great positioning and a lead of 18-9, but even with Capezio's great performance in the set with her multiple kills, Iowa State could not contain Texas. They took the 4th and final set, winning the match in Ames. In their defeat, the Cyclones moved to 11-9, 3-6 in Big 12 play. Their next match will be at home once again at 6:30 on November 5th against the Kansas State Wildcats. For ISU TV Sports, I'm Taylor Mankel.
Make sure to catch the rest of the women's basketball game happening now. Iowa State is playing an exhibition game against William Penn here in Ames. The game is being broadcast on Cyclones TV. And that's all I've got for your Cyclone sports. Brandon, it sounds like Jack Frost is going to visit us.
Yeah, you know, we've kind of been on a temperature roller coaster as of late, but we're on that part of the track where it starts to go down, and we'll let you know coming up. And welcome back to Newswatch 18. Current temperatures outside are pretty cool. We have 41 in Ames, and cooler temperatures up to the north where we're seeing where that cold front passed through later last night, bringing in that cold temperatures from the north, and we're seeing 40 in Sioux City, 50 down in Council Bluffs right now. Current winds are generally out from the west. We're seeing 9 miles an hour across the board, 10 in Waterloo, 8 in Ottumwa, with winds shifting from the south out in the eastern part of the state. That's because the cold front is still going through that part of the area. And those winds will continue to bring in, I'm going to pull a Halloween trick on you guys and disappear. I'm invisible. And that wind, the current wind chills, are in the 30s to 40s for most of the state. It's kind of scary that we're already talking about wind chills for this time of the year. We have 38 in Davenport and 31 in Mason City, if I could get my thing to go there. And clouds and radar, so there's that cold front you see sliding across Davenport and Ottumwa just south of Des Moines there, moving off to the southeast, and that's bringing a lot of precip ahead of it. But we managed to stay on the dry side of that as it moved through earlier last night, and now that's bringing in those clear conditions for us. And as you'll take a look at the clouds and radar, there's that big band of rain just in the South Illinois to Indiana, and that'll continue moving off to the east as time goes on. But notice some snow up in parts of Minnesota. They could see some snow showers along with Wisconsin as the night goes on into tomorrow. Clear conditions for us. As Futurecast will show, actually this is showing rain coming in here. And we're freezing up here. You see some snow up in the parts of Minnesota, as I was saying. But after that little bit goes through, we can see some clear skies for the rest of the night tonight. Of course, this isn't saying it, it's saying rain, but tonight a low of 11 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, winds out of the west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles an hour. And as we look at tomorrow, we see partly cloudy skies with a high of 34, a blustery wind chill of -5 degrees, and again, winds west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles an hour. For your extended forecast, this is pretty funny. We have highs in the teens until Saturday, where we see a high of 20 degrees, but that's our best chance of snow at 50%. Lows range from the from 10 to about -1, so it will be cold out there. Kai's, back to you. Go ahead.
November brings forth a tradition
Oh, no.
shaving boycott, affectionately known as No Shave November or Movember, which pays homage to men's health awareness. Charities and organizations
Gotta do
use
your
the
best,
month
I
to
guess.
draw awareness to several diseases that affect men, like prostate and testicular cancers.
Oh, am I still?
After pledging to not shave for a month, participants
At the-
donate the money that would normally go towards grooming
I don't need to
supplies
go
to a charity. The Iowa State Greek community has planned and organized a campus-wide Movember team to create awareness and raise funds for the Movember Foundation. The Movember Foundation is an international organization that funds programs that provide support or services for the advancement of men's health. Both Greeks and non-Greeks are encouraged to participate.
And that's it for this edition of Newswatch 18.
Be sure to tune in on Thursday for more of your cyclone news, weather, and sports.
Stay gold, names.